live as we are ready to get started here at the T-Mobile Center. The ball is up and into the hands of Colorado. The Buffaloes in their white jerseys, while Kansas in the blue on the road, crimson and blue on the road in their road uniforms. As Colorado with the first possession. Betson. And she travels on the first play of the game. As we look at the Kansas starters, 2 all Big 12 first team selections in Samaya Nichols and Jalea Davis, who's also the freshman of the year. Sanaya Copeland, a terrific defender. Fandel, the freshman, and Meister inside. And each team turns it over on their first possession. Walker is fouled on her way to the basket as Ziana Walker had a terrific game the first time these two teams met up. Maeve Mackerline, the redshirt junior from Philadelphia. Masagayo, a all Big 12 second team selection. And Betson, the outstanding three-point shooter. Masagayo with the ball over Meister.
Well, in these first couple of possessions, there's turnovers, but you can see the intensity of the defense. Both teams really focused on that. And talk to us about that earlier in shoot-around, about how they want to defend this game. You saw in the preview, the first game was 69-66, so they really focus on the defensive and rebounding edges.
Shot clock already under 10 seconds. Samaya Nichols kicks out to Sanaya Copeland, who gets the first basket of the game, and it's a 3.
And Nichols so dangerous with the basketball because she is always creating, trying to get to the rim, but then also is the leading assist maker for Kansas.
Masagayo tries to hit the backdoor cut, and she lofts it up over the backboard, but the hustle play, and Masagayo is a player that goes and gets a lot of offensive rebounds.
And so is Amel Dutat, one of the best offensive rebounders for Colorado. So they are going to hit the offensive glass at all times, trying to get extra possessions for the Buffs.
Copeland dribbling out front over to Fandel. Jalea Davis takes her time, slips underneath, not able to finish. Walker in the paint, rolls it in. She averages about 11 points per game.
Well, one of the things you're going to want to watch for with Colorado is their movement, the pace they play with. That's something Coach J.R. Payne is looking for in this game, that they are moving with the basketball.
Brandon Schneider, the head coach for the Jayhawks. 2 NCAA appearances in the last 3 years, as well as the 2023 WNIT championship. He has his team playing well here late in the season. And they are coming off the win over UCF in the first round, holding them to 35 points with a 56-35 victory.
And that was a Big 12 tournament record to hold them to that. So defense was clicking so much for the Jayhawks as we have another foul call.
Yeah, and Ziana Walker is going to have to go to the bench, as that's her second foul. She was on the floor and Nichols tripped over her. J.R. Payne, the head coach for Colorado, not happy about that situation, but even if you're on the floor, you can commit a foul, and that's what happened. It was actually a pretty smart move by Nichols to trip over her on the floor, because that's a foul on the player on the floor.
And that's going to be a big gap for Colorado to have Walker on the bench. The last 4 games, she's been averaging 13.5 points. You see her, she was also matched against Nichols, one of the best defenders against her. So you know they're going to miss both her offense and defense contribution.
Yeah, she had 24 points in their win over Kansas earlier this year.
And that was an overtime. That play also played 41 minutes out of the 45.
J.R. Payne, the head coach for Colorado, is in her 10th season.
Ooh, that was nice.
As Nichols hits the jumper.
Brenda, when we were at shoot-around in practice, one of the first things that we both noticed was how Colorado came out and ran this 3-man action. So they wanted to do ball screens, handoffs, and keep moving whether they had the ball. or without the ball because they wanted to keep that motion going with an offense.
So Desiree Wooten, number 3, into the game for Colorado, and the fist went up. Both officials looked at one another, and then a blocking foul called on Lily Meister. So that's her second foul. So not only does Ziona Walker pick up 2 fouls, but Meister does.
Meister's trying to hold her own, but against Masagayo, she's stronger than she looks, okay? She's got some good shoulders on her too, but that's also tough for Kansas. So 2 key players on the bench early.
I mean, Masagayo was leading with her forearm, it looked like.
That call definitely could have gone in either direction.
Masagayo at the free throw line, a 78% free throw shooter, all Big 12 second team selection. It's her second season at Colorado after transferring from Missouri State. 11, Logan Greer, the 6'4" freshman, checking in. She replaces Tabitha Betson. And Colorado picks up full court. Jalea Davis almost turned it over, trying to get it in bounds. Reagan Williams is the player for Kansas, replacing Lily Meister with those 2 fouls. There's Williams with that rip-through move, takes it right at the basket. Jalea Davis gets her own rebound, and an empty possession for Kansas with a couple of shots right at the rim.
She's smiling on the way back. She can't believe she missed that point blank. She just gets off the ground so fast and quick, trying to get that tip back.
Two players falling to the floor for Colorado. That time a traveling call called on Anna Gooden. The unique part about this Kansas team is they have 4 players right here from the Kansas City area. Of course, the University of Kansas campus is just about 45 minutes west of here, but Sanaya Copeland, Jalea Davis, Samaya Nichols, and Reagan Williams all attended high school here in the Kansas City metro area.
And that was one of the main points that Coach Brandon wanted to do when he became the Kansas head coach, was recruit in-state and get the best players from in-state. And has he done it the last couple of years, with Davis being one of the top recruits. They've got a couple of McDonald's All-Americans now on the roster.
Running the floor is Logan Greer as she scores the layup. Her first basket of the game.
And speaking of recruiting, Coach Brandon had the 7th best recruiting class in the nation, according to ESPN, coming in. So it's been a lot of blending of the freshmen along with the upperclassmen like Samaya Nichols.
Yeah, Jalea Davis leading the way on that. Fandel, another part of that recruiting class, as she knocks down a jumper.
She's been playing great minutes for Kansas off the bench as a freshman. It's how do you learn Coach Brandon's system and then also contribute in a big way, and that's exactly where Kansas has been. You said they've been playing well as of late, won 6 of the last 8 games for the Jayhawks.
Nichols pushes ahead to Fandel, who goes inside to Davis, and an offensive foul will be called. She tries to be physical,
so they could be used to it. And you and I were even dribbling out there. It's literally the exact same. It's just got a little bit more spice and vibe with the lights behind it.
Yeah, Colorado was one of those teams when they were at UCF. They practiced on this court. That time Wooten slips and it gets away from her. Nichols leading the break. Fandel with a nice finish, 4 points.
And you see both teams, when they have the opportunity, they want to push pace.
And a whistle and a foul called.
Looks like she was trying to get up and get to that rebound, but might have had a arm in the back trying to, oh yeah, the left arm pushing out. But as I was saying previously, the defensive rebounds or steals, both teams are getting out. Even when Kansas made that last bucket, Colorado takes that out of the net so fast and is trying to push it up the sideline.
That was Jade Crook that picked up the foul. She's defending Jalea Davis inside. Reagan Williams misses the jumper. Mackerlane with the ball. Wooten, such a potent scorer off the bench for Colorado. All Big 12 honorable mention coming off the bench. Probably was a prime candidate for 6th Player of the Year. That was won by Snudda Collins of Texas Tech. And the three-pointer goes down for Mackerlane, who just is a 16% three-point shooter on the year. She's only made 6 all year long.
Well, and Kansas switched to a 2-3 zone out of that timeout. And no way better to break that down than going from one side of the floor to the other and knocking down a three-pointer.
Wooten pushes it ahead. Greer almost has it get away, and then a jump ball. This will be possession arrow Jayhawks.
And you mentioned about D. Wooten with the nickname D. Woo earlier. Looks like Nichols actually has a... She hits the ground quite a bit out here with the physicality that she plays with.
Yeah, she drove on the floor, was part of that jump ball situation. Watch as she lands, and then the Colorado player pins her against the floor, Jade Crook, as she goes to the floor.
So she was caught right underneath there.
So Nichols will take a rest along with Jalea Davis and Libby Fandel, 3 of the starters on the bench for Kansas. Laya Canessa had a terrific game for the Jayhawks yesterday. She's on the court. And then Evans commits the travel.
And one thing to keep your eye on between both teams here is the turnovers. Last game when they met up, Kansas had 25 turnovers, and it was just one that Coach Brandon said he had watched on repeat is the film of this game and how could they improve, and turnovers was #1 on his list to keep an eye on.
Diving on the floor, Reagan Williams. And it comes away to Kansas. It looked like it might be a held ball, but Kansas was able to get it out of the pile. Meister looking to hand off, squares up, no.
I love Wooten's speeds. Just look at her get downhill. Anytime she has the ball in her hands, she makes something happen. And we were talking about it just briefly a minute ago, but D. Woo comes off the bench, and yes, that's her nickname. And that's something that Coach J.R. Payne has loved in her programs, is having a huge spark off the bench as she nails one down from behind the three.
She's a 36% three-point shooter, and she buries that one for her first basket of the game.
And if we mention, she's the leading scorer from Colorado coming off of the bench. So, you know, then defenses have to adjust what's been happening in those first few minutes and how they're playing defense against their top players.
Almost bounced away from Lily Meister, looking to try to get it to somebody. Laya Canessa to Meister, 7 on the shot clock. Williams puts the ball down, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Reagan Williams. There's Masagayo again, so good at drawing charges.
Yeah, just excellent positioning and willing to put her body out there every single time, falling back, and those are physical drives to the basket.
Colorado up 3 here as the first quarter winds down. Colorado had the bye. Kansas advanced to today with the win over UCF. From the corner, Mackerlane, not this time, but Masagayo with the rebound. Keeping the ball alive. This is a team #2 in the Big 12 in offensive rebounds with 13.5 per game. And a whistle and a foul away from the ball. It's on Jade Masagayo.
So when you're playing a game like this, and now the officials have called multiple charges like that, you got to adjust to how the officiating is going. So just early here in this first quarter to be able to continue moving, jump stop being fundamental at all times, because they're looking for the arm bars and flops, so we might even have it a review here. Tamaya Nichols, That's exactly what's going to happen. And you talk about being a 17-year-old. One of the best stats I love about Julia Davis is she can actually dunk a volleyball, okay, very handedly. And I bet by this time, she probably can dunk a basketball, because that was earlier, a couple months ago. You never know how they can still be hooping.
So the foul on number 13, Mackerlane, her first, but it puts Kansas in the bonus. Kansas has had a scoring drop for almost 4 minutes as Colorado on a 6-0 run. Sanaya Copeland misses the first. One of those local players started her career at Wisconsin before transferring to Kansas last year. She went to Olathe North High School in the Johnson County suburbs of Kansas City, and she misses both free throws. And that happened
contact
again. Who are they going to call that on? Because again, Masagayo's arm got tangled up with Reagan Williams, so she picks up the foul. That is not what Colorado wants to see in this situation.
So again, she's trying to post up, but gets her arm caught. It's been extremely physical under there, and now that's two key players for Colorado that have 2 fouls already here in the first quarter.
So that's Walker and Masagayo. On the other side, it's Meister for Kansas. Almost thrown away, diving to the floor. Good hustle by Anna Gooden. 4 seconds on the shot clock. People are diving on the floor, and that time Logan Greer was diving at the legs of Jalea Davis, and she picks up another foul. Colorado going to get themselves in foul trouble here in the early going.
So you're going to look. Colorado's always trying to make those hustle plays, but gets right in the middle of the arms of Davis.
You saw Logan Greer just kind of twisting into the legs of Davis, so that's the foul as Jalea Davis at the free throw line. Her first basket of the day. Jalea Davis averages over 21 points per game. She's been in double figures every game this year as a freshman.
That's just so hard to do. As a freshman in double figures in this league in every single game.
You know, she had a stretch where she didn't play at the end of non-conference, and so she missed out on some valuable learning time. As we get to the end of the first quarter, Colorado heaves up a prayer, and it will end that way. Colorado shooting 36% in the first quarter. They're up 12. Big 12 tournament, and I can't watch these two teams without thinking about those two legends.
Absolutely, I love that. And you know, hearing the legend of Sealberry and talking with J.R. Payne, and she says we celebrate history here at Colorado. So she has every newcomer learn the CU fight song, and that is one of their big things that they do. And I just think of all the different people that have touched the Colorado program. Even we were able to talk with Carol Callan over here, who does the radio for Colorado. She also was involved with USA Basketball for many years and a FIBA president now. So just great women's basketball impact for many years and decades between both of these teams.
Both Sealberry and Marion Washington served as assistant coaches on the 1996 Olympic team, along with Tara Vanderveer. And an offensive foul called on Tabitha Betson.
That's a great little tidbit that you said. I want to make sure I got it for the Olympic team, 1996.
Yes. Marion Washington, Sealberry were assistant coaches to Tara Vanderveer on that 1996 team. So many people know of that team. Then that was the precursor to the WNBA being formed, and so it's just an important part of history. And I'll add too, because I've talked to Coach Washington about this as Jalea Davis goes in. At the time, Coach Washington was very instrumental in a very important part of history. She went to Carol Callan and others at USA Basketball and and demanded that there be a policy, that there be a woman of color on every Olympic team coaching staff, every USA basketball coaching staff, because there had not at that time, and because Marion Washington stood up for what was right, that became a policy with USA basketball.
Absolutely incredible, the history. Thank you so much for sharing that here, and just the interconnectedness of how everything moves from years and decades into where we are today and playing on a huge stage right here in Kansas City. You love to hear those kinds of stories.
Yeah, both of them contributing so much to our sport. Hope they're watching, hope they know how much they're
Yes.
appreciated and respected and loved. And these two teams, great representation of their program.
And how far the game has come and the opportunities for everyone in women's basketball.
No score here in the second quarter. Colorado up 12-11. And a foul on the floor by Reagan Williams. Got herself up in the air. Great offensive move to draw the foul. And Colorado will go to the free throw line.
And that all started with Dutas making a cut to the basket. And when we were at shoot around, Coach J.R. Payne said, we want no sticks, no stalls, which means no standing around. We want the offense to keep moving. And that's what it looks like, is when you have body movement, as in player movement, then the ball can move. And that's what you get, is a couple of free throws from Dutas at the free throw line.
Reagan Williams picked up her second foul, sending Dutas to the free throw line. A senior from France. #1 in the Big 12 in offensive rebounds. This year she set a Colorado record for offensive rebounds in a single season.
She's just so fun to watch, because anytime a ball goes up towards the rim, she's already moving. And they just said she just has that natural instinct. And everyone on the coaching staff for Colorado says, no, she's the best rebounder we've ever seen.
That's pretty high praise.
Yeah, I was like, well, they've obviously seen a lot of great players come through this program, so it speaks a lot about her coming in.
Lily Meister, shot clock winding down. The shot was affected. Good defense inside by Logan Greer. Ziana Walker back into the game with those 2 fouls. Passes inside. Wooten got it.
Nice secondary transition by Colorado. They got the ball into the post, and the Kansas collapsed, and that was able to get Wooten at the top of the free throw line.
Meister spinning, blocked. Good block by Logan Greer.
Love watching her play. Only a freshman, the way that she moves. Look at her long arms, how they stay up. That's what Coach J.R. Payne says too. Use what God gave you. Get your hands up on this defense.
That was great defense by Colorado, because they were trying to run. Kansas was trying to run a play that they did successfully last night, where Davis came around and was going to be lobbed the pass in the middle.
Yeah.
And instead, Betson got in her way, and they couldn't make the pass in the lane.
And one of the things about Colorado, when you watch them on film, there's one thing, but when you stand next to them during a shoot around in practice, they are so long and tall.
Greer picks up the foul as Samaya Nichols, what she does better than anybody else in the country, gets to the free throw line. #1 in the country in free throws attempted, #1 in free throws made as she drives in.
Yeah, she is just so quick off the dribble. That was 2 dribbles, reading the spacing in the lane. You can't give her any room, because she has such a great start-stop when she's going. She knows exactly how to get the defense to pause and continue on her way to get downhill.
She completes a 3-point play as Greer picks up her second foul. Masagayo on the bench beside her with 2 fouls. Kansas in a 2-3 zone.
Yep, they continue to do that, and one of the things it's done is that Colorado used a lot of the shot clock up each time they have to set up the half-court offense.
Kicked out of bounds. The shot clock will be reset to 20 seconds. Walker in the corner on Fendel. Jumper short. And Kansas finally gets a rebound. Colorado is out rebounding this Kansas squad 17-5 here, or 17-6 now that Kansas got that rebound. Nichols pulls up from 3. And then a foul on Lily Meister, who's back into the game. She picked up those 2 early fouls, and now she picks up her 3rd.
Reagan Williams checks back in for Kansas.
A low-scoring game here in the 4th game of the day. We've had some excitement all day long. Looked like Texas Tech was going to advance to the quarterfinals, and Kansas State went on a 21-0 run to come back and win as Utah scores for Colorado. Then we had BYU coming back from double digits to beat Utah, and then Arizona State upset Iowa State. All 3 teams with a bye lost today in the 2nd round. Colorado is the team with the bye here, but they have the lead 17-14.
And if you missed any of those games, they are worth going on that ESPN app and re-watching, because they were all 3 pure cinema, between the Kansas State performance in the 4th quarter, holding Texas Tech to only 4 points in that Q4, then BYU playing, and then Arizona State just jumped out of the gates on Iowa State with a 17-2 start. And here we've got a chess match of defense and execution so far.
Colorado goes inside that zone. Beautiful pass, beautiful catch. Utah with the score.
And if I were the Buffs, I'd continue to go back to that. Utah moves so well without the basketball that Kansas is caught looking at the front of the basket towards the ball, and she's been able to run that baseline behind them.
Julia Davis, double team, kicks it out. Copeland with 8 on the shot clock. Fandel from the corner, too strong. And Gooden pushing ahead. Another one of these talented freshmen on these 2 teams.
One thing, Brenda, I've noticed is how well Kansas is doing in their transition defense. Colorado's trying to push pace, but all 4 of the Kansas guards are getting back in record time to be able to stop and make Colorado have to play half-court offense.
Batson with the 3 and extends the lead to the biggest lead of the game for either team.
And now Colorado's made 3 3-pointers, so we'll see if Kansas adjusts and maybe comes out of that 2-3 zone. Right now they've been trying to sink it in the paint.
7 assists on 8 made baskets for the Buffaloes. Julia Davis, 5 on the shot clock, goes down with the basketball, and it's a travel. 7-0.
A couple of plays, but yes, hard to believe they have 11 turnovers. Now, a few of them were charges as well.
You know, and as you look at that, at the bottom of that graphic, it said over the last 7 games how much they've out-rebounded opponents. That calculates out to just about 15 rebounds more per game that Colorado is getting than their opponents. So a 15 rebound margin for the Buffaloes. And if you look back over their last 7 games, they had a 5-game winning streak during that time with wins over TCU and Texas Tech, but they lost to Utah and BYU to finish the season. Nice pass underneath to set up Jade Crook, another fantastic freshman.
Yes, excellent movement. It was Wooten with that bullet pass. I love the back movement that's happening on that back baseline for Colorado.
A 10-point lead for the Buffaloes, their largest of the game. And another whistle. And foul this time on Wooten. That's her first. Just the 2nd team foul of the quarter. They go inside to Davis. Davis turns. Well defended by the length of JoJo Nwari is in the game now for Colorado. So they just keep bringing waves of big defenders, whether it was Masagayo earlier, Logan Greer, who both have 2 fouls. Now it's JoJo Nwari into the game. 4 blocks for Colorado, none for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, that's that length on the inside getting it done for the Buffs.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Nichols didn't get the ball up in time, and that's about the length of the defense. That's 6'4" freshman Jade Crook that was there, and you saw Nichols having to put a little ball fake and didn't get up in time.
She still was trying to make something happen under the rim as the shot clock went out, but it's not even just how tall they are under the basket, but also the length and the gaps that they're playing. And you see right there, Kansas has been struggling from the field the last 4 minutes.
But an offensive foul on Wooten, who that's now her 2nd foul. So Kansas not able to score, but have gotten a couple of stops, and that will send Wooten to the bench.
She's disappointed with that foul call, but I like the activity that she brings to Colorado. She's trying to create and make something happen within the offense. We just got a little too sped up with that charge.
Utah and her length on the ball for Nichols. 4.5 minutes without a score, the Jayhawks. Nichols tries to put one up in traffic. A 9-0 run for Colorado.
And see, after Colorado went on that 10-3 run to start the quarter, Kansas went back to a player-to-player defense instead of that 2-3 zone. But just so tough on Colorado. Even if they can't get the rebound, they tip it out. They know you can get a deflection and an extra possession that way.
Tabitha Benson returns for Colorado.
19 seconds on the shot clock for Colorado, but here's the foul trouble as a lot of players with 2 fouls. Lily Meister already has 3 for Kansas.
You know, and what I think about when I see that many fouls and how this game has gone so far is there's a lot on the line for both of these teams. Both bubble teams trying to get into that NCAA March Madness tournament. And so every possession is crucial. The physicality, the boxing out, trying to get to the rim and having those charge calls. You can just see that every possession, they all know it's critical.
Under 2 minutes to play in the 2nd quarter. And away from the basketball, that's actually called on Sanaya Copeland.
And we just mentioned that, you know, trying to make something happen. She put the ball on the floor, but looks like, again, she had that arm bar up and like pushed off. So we've had that happen multiple times here in the first half. The players will have to adjust, and when they drive, keep their offhand down. It's hard to do, but but once they start calling this many plays and fouls, you just got to learn how to turn the corner without putting your arm up.
Canessa on the floor. It will be a held ball, possession arrow, Kansas. Kansas held to just 14 points, 22% from the floor.
And coming into this game between Davis and Nichols, there are 2 players who were first team all Big 12. Between the 2 of them, they averaged about 38 points per game, which is 53% of the Kansas offense. And Coach Brandon, coming into this week, was like, we really need contributions from a lot of players. So you're seeing it right here of what that's playing out for the Jayhawks is who's going to score those buckets besides Nichols and Davis.
Now they get one from Nichols there. She just gets to the Big 12 logo.
Yeah, she is one who can just score at will when she can break somebody down one-on-one.
That ended a 6-minute drought for Kansas. And another whistle and a foul away from the basketball this time. I believe it was on Laya Canessa. Yes, that's her first foul, but it's the 5th team foul. So Tabitha Benson, the 6'2" sophomore from Melbourne, Australia, will go to the line. Only has played 20 games this year because she returned home to Australia in the offseason was stepping away from basketball for a while, but then decided that she did want to come back and asked the coaching staff if she could. And of course, they welcomed her back, such a talented player. And she returned on December 14th.
You love to see that when players take a break, stepping away from the game. She missed her family quite a bit during that time, but got about 8 months back home in Australia and then wanted to pick it up again and only with Colorado.
Nichols is fouled as legs got tangled up.
Colorado foul number 15, Money Dutah. That's her first 15 foul.
Dutah with her first foul. And you just saw the leadership of Samaya Nichols there. Jalea Davis came over to pick her up, and Samaya Nichols just looked at her and gave her some instructions about getting the ball. I didn't read all of the lips,
yes.
all of the words, but there were some words that said she needs to get open.
We got to get open. You got to score some buckets. Nichols knows how to do that, and what a leader she's been for this Kansas program. We talked about all those freshmen that came in, and she actually opted to stay and live on campus as a junior when she obviously could live off campus, and wanted to be on with them and really help kind of build that team chemistry and camaraderie with all the newcomers.
She drains both free throws. Nichols now with 9 points. Has half of the Jayhawks points here in the first half. Shot clock is off. Should be the last play of the first half. Although Kansas gets on the floor now, possession arrow will stay on this end, but it's a good hustle move for Kansas because they'll get the ball to start the third quarter. .9 seconds remaining. Betson looking for Mackerlane, and no foul, no shot, and the half will end.
And there was a lot of foul trouble, or I should say, you know, fouls that Coach J.R. Payne wanted to have players on the bench, like Wooten, Masagayo, and Walker all sat most of that second quarter, I should say.
Reagan Williams knocks down the 15-footer from straight away. Colorado's been giving them that shot, and they haven't been taking it. So right out of the halftime locker room, a little difference. Masagayo back onto the court. Missed much of the second quarter because of foul trouble. Walker the same. Here's Walker. She misses. Copeland blocks out, and it's Kansas basketball. All the starters back on the court for both players. No, they actually have Reagan Williams starting here in the second half instead of Lily Meister, who picked up her third foul in the second quarter. Jalea Davis tries to throw one up. Jalea Davis has had a really tough time. 0 for 5 from the field. Remember, she scored in double figures every game this year. She averages 21 points a game, and she's been held without a field goal in the first half.
And only 2 points so far. Getting her some touches is going to be key. But also, like you mentioned, Reagan Williams in the last 4 games, she's been playing really well, over 10 points per game. And what a pass by Davis.
The double team came to Davis. She dishes it off to Reagan Williams, who has an and-one opportunity.
Well, right on cue, because what's been happening for Kansas is, look at this double team, but it's all about the breakthrough of that pass from Davis. She splits the defense, and Reagan Williams taking a page out of moving without the basketball. So a couple of nice buckets to start off the third quarter for Williams in Kansas.
So the foul was called on Walker. That's her third foul. Reagan Williams misses the free throw. Wooten into the game. Dutah over the outstretched arms of Betson, but they're able to track it down. 6 on the shot clock. The shot goes up from Wooten.
There's Utah again for that offensive rebound.
#1 offensive rebounder in the Big 12 Conference. Rip-through move from Masagayo, got herself under the rim, and then a foul from behind.
Kansas foul number 13, Libby Fandel.
Now, Libby Fandel commits the foul and will send Masagayo to the free throw line. That's Fandel's first foul.
Look at Masagayo just muscling it up, staying with the play. And they got Fandel on that one. I don't know if she was in the mix of that, but tough moves there by Masagayo. Just love her tenacity, how she plays and continues on every single possession she has.
And we talked to J.R. Payne. She just mentioned how Masagayo much more confident with that face-up jumper. She's always been able to score on the block, but she has stretched that game out, being in that pinch post area a lot in this Colorado offense. Fandel puts it on the floor, has it just stripped away by Betson. Wooten over the top to Masagayo, who banks it in. Tough shot.
It looks like they had done that time and time again in practice. Wooten just throwing it up, knowing that Masagayo can rise up and finish around the rim. But I really like Wooten and how she brings so much juice off the bench. As soon as she gets the basketball, it is full gas going downhill.
Copeland. Fandel. Back to Nichols. Nichols with 4 on the shot clock takes it in, and she's going to have an offensive foul called on her as Mackerlane stepped over.
We're going to see the steal by Benson, and then Wooten. Hey, you can't stop her. Look at how fast she is coming up the fast break. And then just a nice delivery to Masagayo, who keeps the ball up and finishes. Those are the kind of plays that Coach J.R. Payne was looking for. She's like, we want to play with a lot of pace and keep the movement going on our offensive end. She goes, you know, we just got to make shots. That's the biggest thing for Colorado.
Out of bounds off Kansas, 16 on the shot clock. You mentioned in the last 7 games of the year, Colorado had a 5-game winning streak where they got a victory over TCU and Texas Tech, who were both ranked. And that's a big part of their tournament resume, as they're on the right side of the bubble. They did, however, lose their last 2 games to Utah and BYU coming into the tournament. The foul on Kansas, number 24, Reagan Williams. That's her 3rd foul as we take a look at the Colorado resume.
Yeah, just an incredible February that they were able to play with those big wins that you mentioned, and those last 2 losses to BYU and Utah during the regular season. I mean, those are also 2 bubble teams that are playing really great basketball. So it's really hard to say when across the board, the parity in the Big 12, there's so many teams under consideration trying to get into March Madness, and you can see, you know, it can be anybody's night at any time.
Masagayo at the free throw line. Connects on the 2nd. She now has 7. All alone ahead, Copeland has it stripped away by Wooten. And Kansas will inbound it under the basket. Boy, what a hustle play from Wooten.
Hey, just look at how much behind Wooten is, but again, continues with the play. As Copeland tries to go up with it, she thinks she got fouled on that strip, but no call. Great hustle by Wooten as Kansas threw it over top of the press.
Meister into the game, didn't start here in the 3rd quarter. Copeland looking. A lot of pressure on the ball by the Buffaloes. 5 on the shot clock. Meister straightaway 3. Kansas 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. Well, they've had some trouble shooting lately after Kansas was able to knock off Texas Tech in their second to last game of the year. They went on the road to Oklahoma State, and they were just 3 of 14 overall from the wing position, 0 for 10 from three-point range. Need to find some scoring production from the guards.
If that was on Nichols, she was actually behind the play. Let's see who it's called on.
I think it is. I think her foot got tangled up with Mackerlane, and so that's her second foul.
Yeah, and for Nichols, this is just because she was already on her way down, falling a little out of control on that spin move, and just let that one go as the rotations were there for Kansas.
Nastagayo came to set the screen, but Wooten tried to bounce past her the ball, so she just takes it to the basket. Not this time. And again, players on the floor. It has been so physical.
As Kansas brings up this ball, one of the things I like to call is the split-second offense, is that you make decisions in a split second, whether right there, Nichols, head down, coming off the screen, pull up and make a jump shot. If you pass the ball, you got to pass, shoot, or dribble immediately, and that's going to start getting them into more of a flow on the offensive end. I like when players, they don't have to think that way. They just start moving like Nichols did on that play, on that jumper.
And Meister gets a hand on the basketball, forces a turnover. Nichols tries to go underneath, looking for someone to throw it to. Evans puts the ball on the floor, in and out, and back in.
And there's another play that I'm talking about. Evans didn't hesitate. She didn't wait for the defense to get set. Rip through 2 dribbles and finish at the rim. That's how you get into momentum and what you call pace in the middle of an offense.
You are a very offensive-minded player, so you totally get that.
Yes, and I'd love to score 120 points a game. So the faster you can shoot it, the more fun it is. So quick decision-making skills. That split-second offense.
Wooten, no, but there's the offensive rebound position for Greer.
And Greer, you saw her there on that offensive rebound. Only a freshman was named to the All Big 12 freshman team. She's got tons of potential and upside for the Buffs.
Meister, no. And remarkably enough, with 11 offensive rebounds for Colorado, that last basket was their first field goal made as a second chance point after an offensive rebound.
Yeah, I know they've had some tip outs and some other threes, but look at it.
How about that?
Greer, show her what's up, and now there's going to be a timeout.
Logan Greer with that, and now is back in the locker room getting attention.
That's just so tough for a star player. We're talking one of the best two-way guards in the nation, not just even in the Big 12 Conference, and leader here for Kansas. And once you turn your ankle once in a really bad way, those tendons, it just takes a long time to build that strength back up, especially when you're going day in and day out over 35 minutes a game.
She's the only player in double figures for Kansas. Copeland missing as the shot clock winds down. Kansas down 10 to Colorado here in the third quarter. She is back. She's also one of the toughest players that I have observed over many years, as she is constantly in pain with those ankles.
And she gets bumped so many times anytime she's out there trying to drive down the lane. But it looks like maybe they could have just retaped it as well. She's lacing it back up there on the bench.
Colorado with the miss. Jade Crook missing under the basket. And a hold called on Anna Gooden for Colorado.
Colorado, and would go over to their house when I was in middle school, and this was back when you would listen on the radio, and they were still living in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. She was out in Colorado. We would listen to their games in their living room, so very fond memories. But she was one that I always looked up to, and wow, what a career she had at Colorado, one of the best to ever wear the CU jersey.
Out on the court, Julia Davis committed to travel as we go back to Shelly Sheets. I coached at Nebraska when Shelly played at Colorado, and I was in charge of the scout for Colorado, and there were several times when Colorado would run a play for her, and we knew it was coming, and there was no way to stop it because Shelly Sheets was just going to drain the three.
Just no way to stop it. You saw right there, she was Colorado's first All-American. They recently honored her number 20 jersey in Colorado and has been a part of this program, and somebody who really put the CU Buffs on the map back in the 90s.
No doubt about it.
A couple of Elite Eights as well.
That's right. As Wooten goes into the paint, they were within a fraction of going to the Final Four in 1995. They were so close as Georgia and that tremendous Andy Landers coach team beat them in the Elite Eight, but they were one of the top teams in the Big 8 at the time, and then became one of the top teams early in the Big 12.
Yeah, I love to see what she's able to help with the Colorado program now, and just legendary. And again, it's somebody I have to credit a lot of my career to, be able to look up and see, okay, can I try to get that record or not? You know, fun to watch that and be able to share stories here in Kansas City at the Big 12 tournament.
Okay, so how many of her records did you break?
Okay, all right. I honestly don't know. I had a couple, though, but I shot probably a ton more than she did. How about that? When you shoot a lot of attempts, a few of them end up going in.
Lily Meister blocked and fouled by Tabitha Betson. And going to the free throw line is Kansas. Third foul on Betson. Lily Meister's had a tough day. She got into some foul trouble early on. She had a nice game in the win over UCF yesterday. 8 points and 7 rebounds for the senior who transferred from Indiana to play here in her last season for the Jayhawks.
Coach Brandon said, yes, it just took too long to get her here, but always recruited her, wanted her to come to Kansas, and then got her on her final season.
That ends a 7-0 run for Colorado with that free throw. It's been tough scoring for both teams, and even though Kansas not shooting well, they're still within striking distance of Colorado. Well, last time these teams played in Lawrence, it went into overtime.
Yes, plenty of time left to play. And I think Kansas, they're starting to play with a little more pace, which is going to be key. And if they can get Nichols back with hopefully her ankle's feeling better, that might be a key as well.
Pass too high for Reagan Williams. Right now, Jalea Davis and Samaya Nichols, the two leading scorers for Kansas on the year, are on the bench. Jalea Davis has had a tough night, just 2 points on 2 free throws, hasn't made a field goal yet.
Yeah, Colorado's defense was just so disruptive on Davis, especially in the post, at least to start. See if she can get a few more minutes here in the fourth.
And that pass was too high, just like on the other end of the court.
Those lobs are the hardest play and post-entry passes to try to execute, because it has to have the right amount of loft to get over the defense and drop into your post player's hands. I was like a bounce pass or something very quick so the post player can catch and turn.
Williams rips through, takes it inside, able to score it as the clock is winding down in the third quarter. Colorado with an opportunity for a last shot here in the third. Wooten, so good at creating, throws it up off the backboard. Whistle blows with 0.2 seconds remaining. And they're saying it's Colorado basketball, so with 0.2 on the clock, only a tip will count. Can't catch and shoot. I don't know, it's not going to count because you have to tip it. At 0.2, you have to tip, and she caught and shot, and so that's the signal that the official gave, and that's the rule, and it doesn't count.
The entire roster, you can see they have 9 players already scored tonight, Brenda.
Colorado leading 38-29. The winner of this game will play Baylor in the quarterfinals.
Kansas foul number 6, Maya Vanessa.
We have 4 teams tomorrow that had received double byes as the top 4 seeds in the tournament. TCU will take on BYU tomorrow. Oklahoma State will face Kansas State, while West Virginia will play Arizona State. And Baylor will play the winner of this game.
There's so many good matchups to watch tomorrow.
This tournament is just always so much fun because all year long you're playing a little bit of an unbalanced schedule, because the way the schedule is divided up, you play some teams on the road, some at home, and so it's not always fair as far as how the schedule works out. You play 3 teams twice, but here everybody gets a chance on a neutral court.
Exactly, to your point, and the parity that they talk about throughout the entire season. You can never count that, okay, for sure this team's going to win this one. You just never know, and that's what we're saying. You know, the motto for the Big 12 Conference is a different league. You see that in women's basketball, you see it in men's basketball, the sports across the board for the Big 12 Conference.
Touched by Kansas last, 12 on the shot clock. Knessa almost getting a steal. Out to Greer, the freshman. That's her second three-pointer of the game.
And the same spot. She's got a tremendous release, high-arcing shot.
She's got 10 points. The first Buffalo in double figures. Reagan Williams with the jumper to keep it within 10. Walker has it swatted away. L. Evans with the steal. Nichols to Knessa. Knessa too strong on that one. Doesn't go out of bounds. Colorado retrieves it. Walker takes it right in at Williams. And it will be Kansas basketball.
Desiree Wooten checks in for Colorado.
Good to see Nichols back in, and you can actually, when she actually ever slows down, you can kind of see it. Her left ankle is taped way higher than her right one, so she must have had to go back to that training room and get a retape before coming back onto the court.
Jalea Davis, tough catch in traffic, had it blocked again. Jalea Davis still has not made a field goal in this game.
Yeah, it's just been a tough night for Davis. She is getting the first team All Big 12 treatment right now on that block with the double teams.
And a travel and a turnover. Yeah, last time these two teams met, Jalea Davis had 14 points, but she has not made a field goal yet with the defense that Colorado's playing.
And that was Greer again with the long arm. She's 6'4", just causing so many deflections in the middle of the lane, and that goes to show you that Coach J.R. Payne's strategy was, we need to limit Davis's touches, and when she does, we're going to throw multiple people at her. That's what she told us in shoot around, and they have been executing that.
And that one was blocked by Greer once again. The block shots continue and pulling each other to the ground. Masagayo pulls Davis to the floor, and she will get the foul. Those two have been tangled up a few times tonight.
Yes, that's a freshman on freshman trying to muscle around for that box out. Look at that. I think that was just some physical play underneath there.
Third foul on Masagayo. Nichols looking. There's just so much length on this Colorado team to try to throw around.
And we said it a little earlier in the first half, but if you're just joining us, one of the biggest things you notice when you're in person watching Colorado is how tall and long they are. And that is by design. That is something that Coach J.R. Payne has wanted at Colorado, is athletes and that underdog mentality. She goes, that's what we recruit, as underdogs that are athletic and have a little bit of chip on their shoulder. And they play like that competitive, fierce nature.
Wooten just knocked that one out of bounds. So just like in the last game where Arizona State just put a triple team around Crooks, That's what this Colorado defense is doing to Jalea Davis, to not give her any looks. 4 on the shot clock. Elle Evans off the window.
And that's about the times that it's worked for Kansas to get to the rim, put pressure on the rim. It's been from the guards driving downhill. You said that about Davis. Yeah, she's drawing 2 and 3 every time she has the ball.
Dutah over the outstretched arms of Davis. That's a tough shot. The transfer from Rhode Island has had such a great season for the Buffs. And an illegal screen called as they were trying to bring Nichols across the top.
Kansas foul number 25, Jalea Davis, her second personal.
Jalea Davis gets the illegal screen. That's her second. Trying to keep herself composed, deep breaths. It's been a frustrating night for the freshman.
Colorado, they're running a little time off the clock, but they're playing 5 out, which is a lot of weaving and quick wing screens.
Mackerlane backing her way in, and Canessa called for the foul.
Kansas foul number 6, Maya Canessa. Her third, 13.
It's her third foul.
Look at her trying to mix it up inside. I love when those guards have such great body control. So nice reading on that spin move there from Canessa.
Mackerlane is a transfer from DePaul. Last year she was out for the season at DePaul. The year previous she had been a starter for 25 games. And you know, when J.R. Payne talks about her, she says she keeps us organized, she's steady Eddie. With so many players, so many new players, that's been such an important role for this team.
She's one of those players, when you watch her, she never gets tired. She's always playing at 100% clip. And those are the kind of players you want on your team because they never stop moving and never stop their energy going on the court.
Jade Masagayo picked up her 4th foul there. And Jade Crook, the freshman from Australia who had some nice minutes in the first half, checks in. Elle Evans in the open court, pulls up, bounces it in.
I've really liked how she's been playing lately in these last couple of quarters because she's been putting her head down. She read the defense, was spread down underneath the rim, and then stopped for a pull-up. Her attacking, because she's one of the best 3-point shooters in the nation, but her trying to get to the rim is helping the Kansas offense.
Wooten. And a scramble for the ball goes into the hands of Dutah. Top of the key, Wooten. 12-point lead is a tie for the largest lead of the game for Colorado, but it has been in this 8 to 11 to 12-point range this entire second half.
I was just going to say what a huge 3-point shot that was for Wooten to make, because to get it to 9 again for Kansas, because they're starting to put, again, getting downhill and getting easier high percentage looks. And they were starting to chip away at that, but Wooten stepping up big with a 3.
10-point lead for Colorado, under 5 to play. If Kansas doesn't come back and win this game, it's likely they'll be heading to the WBIT tournament. This is their last shot to advance and try to get an invitation to the NCAA. Kansas is going to have to.
And was on the scout team for the women's basketball team, and that's how they met and have been coaching together. And partnership ever since. But I love what they said, because it's not only about the incredible defense that they've been running this season and in this game specifically, but she says he brings all the fire and passion, and I bring the go with the flow kind of ease. And you can almost see that on the sideline as well when they start coaching together.
So the foul called on Lily Meister, illegal screen. Yeah, the personality differences and how they both help this team be successful. And Colorado has been good all year long. Like I said, a couple of huge wins over TCU and Texas Tech in Big 12 play as Ziona Walker goes to the rim. But they have shut down one of the highest scoring forwards in the conference tonight. Jalea Davis has not scored a field goal against the Colorado defense.
And that is saying so much, that, 0 for 7 for Davis, one of the best freshmen in the entire nation, and like you mentioned, in double figures every single game that she's played for.
I mean, this
so
may
far
be
in Kansas.
This may be history because, as talented as she is and as good as she's going to be, if she doesn't get to double figures in this game, it may be the only time in her career that she doesn't score in double figures.
Absolutely. She's one of the focal points for the Kansas offense that absolutely exploded onto the scene for the Jayhawks and been so reliable night in and night out. But it's not been Davis. It's actually been how great Colorado's defense has been tonight.
Samaya Nichols hit the 3 to draw within 9. Still not out of reach for the Jayhawks. But it has been tough sledding. Double team there, stops the shot inside by Greer. Nichols pulls up, and again an offensive foul called.
Kansas foul, number 12.
This time a push off on Samaya Nichols.
Reversal, 15 foul.
It's been a frustrating night for Nichols too. Just a leader on this team, all Big 12 first team selection, all 3 of her years.
That's so impressive and so hard to do in this league, in the Big 12 conference. It's to be on the first team, which is voted on by all of the coaches every single year of her career. She's just done so much for Kansas in the Big 12.
Blocked out of bounds. 6 seconds on the shot clock. She scored in double figures 15 times this year, and J.R. Payne says she's so versatile and barely scratching the surface of her potential. So out of the timeout, Colorado scores. Kansas does not. We're under 2 minutes remaining.
Well, you're talking about Greer and her potential. She's even running this 5 out, handling the basketball at the top of the key.
Yeah, it shows her versatility at 6'4", right?
Yeah, she gets even more handles and physicality on her. She's so tough. A great future ahead for her at Colorado.
Jalea Davis in the open court, finally got her first field goal of the night out in transition.
And that was a pretty one. That just shows you what she's able to do. Love to see her fight even towards the end of the rim. Look at this, coming down, nice little step through and finishing through contact.
Laya Calypso checks back in for Kansas.
You know, in a game where there were so many charges, so many offensive fouls, that could have easily been one of those. And she did show her athleticism, just floating to the side, avoiding the contact.
Yeah, with a step through from the right all the way to the left. And that's a tough look at Nichols. You know how competitive these players are out here.
One minute to go. And another foul called. 2 free throws coming.
Kansas foul on number 24, Reagan Williams, her 4th. Jade Masagayo at the line, shooting 2.
Jade Masagayo, the 6'3" senior. When she started at Missouri State in Springfield, Missouri, she was the Missouri Valley Freshman of the Year. Played a couple of really solid seasons for the Bears at Missouri State, then transferred here to Colorado last year. All Big 12 honorable mention last year, all Big 12 second team this season, and this her senior year. Losses during the course of the year, and probably most likely to go to the WBIT in the postseason play.
And you never know how that's going to play out with wins and losses across other conference tournaments. Who gets the at-large bids? But yeah, I love a good play like that right there for Kansas. And you mentioned the WBIT. I was able to call that championship last year, and what an amazing tournament that is, hosted by the NCAA. And really was impressive. And actually, Minnesota was one of the teams who won that, and is having such a great season this year. So gotta give a lot of great kudos and opportunities still yet ahead, whether it's NCAA, the March Madness, or the WBIT.
Absolutely. Another foul and a free throw attempt. Yeah, this Kansas team actually won the WNIT when that was the postseason tournament. That was the alternate for the NCAA. They won it in 2023 and had a great season following that with a great group of seniors. They've reloaded the last couple of years.
And the WBIT championship last year was at Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. This year it's going to be in Wichita. So yeah, you know, excellent opportunities even right here in the Midwest.
So Kansas calling a timeout. Only 8 points down at this point.
I still like to say there's lots of...
And they decide not to advance it and just pass it in the backcourt. And another...
causing the upset here in the Big 12 tournament.
Canessa picked up the foul. Wooten at the line. And 2 misses for Wooten.
Time on the board, charge to Kansas.
Kansas calls a timeout to advance in the quarterfinals tomorrow.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch the Bears tomorrow night. Talia Scott, Dariana Littlepage Buggs.
And a foul called on Masagayo as Jalea Davis was trying to cut back door. So with the clock stopped, Kansas has an opportunity here with a couple of fouls, and that's the 5th, or with a couple of shots, I should say, and Masagayo will foul out. Masagayo with 8 points and 6 rebounds on the day, and has battled, was a big part of the defense against Jalea Davis.
No doubt about it. And again, credit the Jayhawks for how they ran that sideline out of bounds play. The entire Colorado defense was going towards the half court line, and they were doing a lob for Davis on the other side and didn't take any time off the clock. Those are the kind of plays that can win close basketball games like that.
But you got to hit your free throws down the stretch. And Davis converts. Through top, throws it away. Kansas with an opportunity here. Copeland for 3, no. Davis with a rebound, scores it, and it's a 5-point game. And JR,
that you are coming towards the pass, that's back to like small fundamentals that you learned when you were in middle school. And then also being aware that there's going to be a trap coming at you immediately from Kansas. And you see how Colorado's lined up and spreading the entire court out in the backcourt.
And a foul is going to be called on Copeland as she and Walker get tangled up. The ball was actually thrown over the head of Walker and out of bounds, but Copeland got called for the foul, her third, as she and Ziana Walker were tied up.
Yeah, she was denying Copeland right there on the bottom of your screen, denying out there. She's limping off the court, but foul is going to put Walker back on the line.
And then Walker hit her head as she went to the floor, so both of them came out a little worse for the wear. And Walker trying to take care of business here. As Sanaya Copeland working out that quad muscle. And two important free throws to just salt this game away for Colorado. The pass down the court to Jalea Davis. Elle Evans steps back for a three. And that will do it. Colorado, the only team on the second round that had a bye to win the game today, as they survived and advanced.